Hello, hello, and I try to stay away from doing MechWarrior 5 because so many people do, but I enjoyed this part of the game so much I kind of wanted to show it and talk about it. Just in case you don't get to play it or don't have this and focus on the other side, since I see so many people doing the clan MechWarrior 5 stuff, I'm going to do the clan invasion from the inner sphere perspective. Like when I did my BattleTech walkthrough, I'm gonna not talk over cutscenes and things like that, but I will be talking over this non-dialogue stuff and during the matches and things like that. So, as you see by the date at the bottom there, it is March of 3050. We are in the Free Rosselhag Republic, and we have just been contracted to help them deal with some pirate issues, which if you know the date and the lore, you know shit is about to hit the fan. If you don't, buckle in because I'm going to explain it as we go here. Now, as I'm playing this, I do have the mod put on for added health to make it harder for my mechs to be knocked out. However, we do still take damage. We can still get injured. I do have an injured pilot at the end of this one and a mech knocked out of action, so you're not invincible. You're just much more resilient than you would be. And you will see why as we go. Give me just a second. Turn my down a little more on this just to make sure the mic doesn't pick it up.
I see you, Major. We've got a
Now this is going to be a long one. I did try to cut out loading screens and little in-between stuff and transit and things like that to cut it down, but even cutting it down, putting it together with the images that I felt needed to be in there, it's still over 2 hours. So this is going to be a fun sit through, but we will get through this. So if you know BattleTech, you know MechWarrior, you know by the timeline what's going on here. If you don't, if you happened to see my MechWarrior, or I'm sorry, my BattleTech playthrough, when I talk about how stupid the Dobrev playthrough of that is and how it's has no business being what goes on with it, with tying in with the clans, which they never did anything with in that game. This game did it much better. If you play the main campaign of Mercs, the character you're playing finds out that his father has connection to something really weird that was going on out in the periphery. He has access to, and you get, and I have but don't use, a very hard to find, almost extinct Star League era mech that is in the canon lore. It's not something made up for this game, not like the Bull Shark. But if you know the game, you know kind of what it's getting at and what it's setting up for. If you don't, it's just a cool little story thing. But when you get to the end of that storyline, you'll see it in this. We go back to it toward the end of it. But you go into this Star League, what you think is a Star League era bunker full of all this lost tech and all these other things. But on the door of it is what a lot of us, and what they sometimes refer to in the lore, call a dagger star. Kind of like the Star League Cameron star, but rotated 90 degrees with the long end down. In BattleTech with the clans, which we're about to get exposed to here in a few minutes, the red dagger star that you see on the door there is the symbol in the clan military of a MechWarrior. So if you know the lore, when you see that door, even though it really doesn't dwell on it, you go, uh-oh, what the hell is that? Well, it turns out, and to get a little bit ahead here, your character is what the clanners call a free birth, naturally born child of a clan warrior who himself was a freeborn. He was not a trueborn, which I'll get into in a bit. But he abandoned the mission, which it's not really elaborated on, kind of alluded to, but basically one of the clans, their intelligence agency, apparently wanting to get intelligence of their own, not relying on the Wolf Dragoons, which I will again get into when we get a little further into this, sent intelligence operatives to the periphery to pose as inner sphere or periphery mercenary mech warriors, and he, like the Wolf Dragoons largely did, decided that the clans didn't have the right of it, and he sympathized more with the inner sphere than with the clans, and he abandoned the mission, went rogue, got married, had a kid, settled in the inner sphere, and turned his back on the clans. So you are basically, you're the son of a clanner, even though you don't know it at this point of the thing. And as I say, I will get into it when it gets into that a little bit more. But at this point of the game, being spring of 3050, the clans have just launched their invasion of the inner sphere, starting with, you know, the periphery edge and working their way in, and they are invading at this point the Free Rasselhag Republic, where you are, the Federated Commonwealth, and the Draconis Combine. The story of this does not really get into what's going on with the clan invasion. You're kind of doing your own thing, looking for intelligence as it goes and things like that. But I think it's actually very well done. It does a really good job of introducing the clans to what had previously existed in the game. So I don't have a problem with it. I like the way they did it. I also like, and why I decided that I really wanted to show this with the battles and everything is, you as a mech warrior, as I say, you don't know anything about the clans. Your father never told you anything. He was killed in battle. He might have intended to tell you at some point, but he never did. So you don't know anything about the clans. You're going into this just as blind as everybody else does. And as you see here, we're dealing with pirates that are fleeing from the clans because we don't know the clans are there. We just know they're running from something, and we assume it's the local militia, even though we can't get in contact with them. As you'll see when the match starts, at this point of the Battletech MechWarrior timeline, you're at the end of the Fourth Succession War, after the War of 3039 and all that stuff. Humanity in the Inner Sphere has basically bludgeoned itself backwards technologically. Up until the fall of the Star League, humanity had been progressing, technology had been progressing, things had been improving, all that. The sheer destruction and terror and horror of the Succession Wars, primarily the First and Second Succession Wars, basically the technological base of the Inner Sphere was very, very heavily degraded by the destruction. Factories were destroyed, the intelligentsia was killed off by other parties, which we will not get into here, Comstar, and all that kind of stuff. If you want to know more about that, definitely go watch Sven Vanderplank's lore videos about the Succession Wars and the fall of Star League. Definitely worth a watch. Give him some love. But you are, technologically speaking, militarily speaking, have access to technology that is less than what would have been around at the end of the Star League era, with some exceptions. You see, I have pulse lasers and ER lasers on this. Things are getting better. Things are starting to be rediscovered, reinvented, and brought back, and things like that. The clans are the descendants of the Star League Defense Force. They are General Alexander Kerensky's troops who followed him into exile to flee what they could see as coming with the Succession Wars. They wanted no part of it. They had issues of their own. Things went bad, things went sideways. They ended up the clans, which right there is the first clan mech we see. They do not have the technological problem the Inner Sphere does. They have not regressed technologically. They have advanced technologically. Their weapons are 2 or 3 times longer ranged. They are harder hitting. Their mechs are better armored. They are faster than inner sphere mechs of the same weight class. Basically, with the exception of just swarming them as you see we do here, the inner sphere stands no chance at this point in a one-on-one straight-up fight against the clans. It's a bloodbath in the lore. The invasion is eventually stopped, which I'll get into as it goes because it gets into that time period. But at this point, you've just run into what the hell is this? Who are these people? You don't know anything that is going on. No one in the inner sphere, aside from the Wolf Dragoons, know what the hell is going on. You're dealing with this as it is presented to you. And I will say here, this fight, even with the way we just gang up on them and bludgeon them to get through this, and having the health jacked up with the mod on my mechs, I still lose a side torso and have a pilot badly injured in one of my mechs. Even with having them outnumbered and picking them off one at a time, focusing our fire and all that, if I had not been doing this with mods, I probably would have been limping off of this with no functional weapons left. They're that much better. So, as you see, I don't know, also too, in MW5, you see how they got the two colored icons there? That is your HUD telling you this is an unknown third party. It happens with mercenaries when they drop in too, if they drop in and attack you in the middle of a mission. We don't know who these people are. No idea. We think they're some kind of pirates with access to lost tech at first. So, very quickly you see, though, they are doing a lot of damage and they can take one hell of a pounding. This is a 75-ton heavy mech standing up to 8 mechs firing at it right now. So, being Mercs, yeah, let's get the hell out of here. This is more than we signed up for. You kind of have to do this with the story. You can't stand there. You can't say, no, we're going to fight and we're going to win this. This is how the story is set up to go. And we're about to get into a very long cutscene, so I will stop talking at the end of this and let it go. But, yeah, this was your introduction to the absolute nightmare that is about to descend on this portion of the Inner Sphere. So I'm going to let the cutscene pick up where it leaves off, and I'll pick up afterwards and talk about what it shows. I don't want to talk over it. Except for there, I'll say. I don't know why it went from Clan Wolf markings to Clan Smoke Jaguar markings, but whatever. Also, if you aren't familiar with the game, I'll mention real quick. The one piloting is Rihanna Campbell. She's your operations officer. The guy currently holding on for dear life is Fahad, your chief tech right there. And the other one is showing is your character, Mason.
We're clear. bloody hell was that all about? Oi! We had no time to secure our mechs before that high G maneuver. You could have killed someone. She could have killed someone.
What's the sit rep?
Ongoing.
Considering at this point the story's been going for over 30 years, they all look pretty good for their age.
Brianna, what's going on?
We have company.
What? We have a dropship blockading us?
Not a dropship.
What in God's name? No. No! It can't be!
That's a warship.
Unlike Sana, this one's operational.
How is that possible?
Right now, I'm more concerned about living to see another day. If that thing is active...
We're as good as dead.
Cut our thrusters. Make it look like we're not operational. With any luck, they'll just let us float by.
You heard the commander. Cut engines. Emergency power and life support only.
Copy.
I will say here too, part of their confusion and horror at this is in the Inner Sphere, warships have been extinct for centuries. They were all destroyed in the Succession Wars. At least they think they were. And there's your red dagger star.
Brianna.
I see it too.
Seems like they're letting us pass.
But why? They've got us dead to rights.
I'm not keen on giving them the chance to change their minds. Reactivate the engines. 3G hard burn until we are sure we're out from underneath that thing's guns. Get us the hell out of here.
Gladly. We should be clear of Alegi. No one's following.
First bit of good luck we've had all day.
Pray that it holds out.
What don't we know?
I've been in touch with the system's jump point, trying to secure a jump ship berth out of here. We weren't the only system hit.
We got hit! We got outside of what our sensors could detect. What are we gonna do? Where will we go? Anyone can read on those maps. The computer didn't recognize any of them. Call themselves ghost bears? Those things swarmed our backs. We don't know who they are. We showed up out of nowhere and demanded we hand over our ships. Where will we go? Is everyone safe? Told us something like, what's wrong? We didn't even understand it. They were fed. They were willing. There wasn't any instinct. The Mercs can't be human.
There's so many of them.
Whatever happened here is happening all across the Corwood systems. Rasselhack Republic, Draclonis Combine, even the Federated Commonwealth. All have been hit by these mystery raiders.
But this can't just be just a handful of raiders. This many systems? This is the start of a full-scale invasion.
If anyone can hear this, please, help us!
One of the few times we see jump sails on the jump ships in these games. Nice.
So, what now?
Well, we're still under contract with the Republic. We'll need to link up with the Kung's army and report what happened here.
Getting word that Major Sechak and the Scimitars are falling back to the system of Radigo.
That's where we'll go. If anything, they can corroborate our story. Something tells me we're gonna need all the allies we can get.
So yeah, I wanted to show, look at the damage of that, and the pilot was injured. We did manage to salvage a Mad Dog Vulture, though, so that will come in handy much later on. Now we're going into the second fight here. Now, to pick up what I was saying with the confusion in the inner sphere, the technology is so much more advanced, the weapons are so much more effective, run so much cooler, hit so much harder, reach so much longer, and the mech designs are all new, never before seen by anyone in the inner sphere. They don't even know what they're facing is human. In the novels, there's even speculation in the first year or so of the thing before they start taking prisoners and actually verifying who they are and what the hell is going on. They think they might be facing aliens who have developed similar technology. They are that confused about what the hell is happening here. I mean, you'll notice even with the modifications I have made to mine with things that I've unlocked throughout the game and an ER longer range laser, I still only have a 742 meter range on my large lasers in this. Clan ER large lasers and large pulse lasers with the same modifications on the same mech reach about 1200 meters. They literally can hit at about twice the range that we can for as much, if not more, damage on almost all their weapons. And their weapons generate less heat, and their heat sinks are more effective, meaning they can cram more weapons into the same size chassis. Hello there. There's a Hellbringer. Loki. So called because the first time it was encountered in battle, they said its weapons loadout was sheer madness. So the one that looks similar to it that carries a PPC in one arm and a heavy autocannon in the other arm was named Thor because it brings thunder and lightning. And the one with the absolutely insane weapons loadout was named the Loki, the god of mischief and madness.
Took their first shot, and we're still standing.
The wolves are sending in reinforcements. They're dropping in from behind near a power station.
Don't get cocky. We're still in deep shit here.
New target.
Trying to sneak up on us. All we've heard since these clanners arrived.
Luckily, they're sending mostly light and medium mechs after us, so it's a little easier to stand up to them. Also, you'll notice, if you pay attention to the numbers we're facing, clanners operate in 5s, not 4s. They use what's called a star, because it has 5 points. The Inner Sphere operates on lances, as you saw in the Battletech game, if you saw my playthrough of that, or if you're familiar with other stuff. They operate in 4s or 2s for aerospace. Clanners operate in 5s. 5 battle mechs make a star. 5, as we'll see in another one coming forward, I won't get too far ahead, but 5 of their armored infantry is a point. 5 points make a star. That kind of thing. So even the organization, not only the weapons and the equipment and the look of the mechs is all completely different. Even their organizational standards are completely alien to anything in the Inner Sphere. They are completely different.
Let's blast it to nothing. Inner Sphere trash. You have 2 options. Surrender or be slaughtered. We've been throwing everything at them, and it's only shaking.
Now, we'll say both a plus and minus in this is you are able to salvage quite a bit of clan equipment in this campaign if you have a high enough... Oh, the oops, all machine guns loadout on the Puma. Nice. You are able to salvage quite a bit if you have a high relationship with the Free Russell-Heg Republic. You can get quite a lot of salvage out of these, which is really good if you want to re-equip your mechs and you have the time to do the repairs and the re-equipping. However, clan mechs are very expensive to repair and take a very long time to refit because the technology base is so different from yours. It takes a lot longer and it's a lot harder to do the work. So, yeah, you can upgrade your mechs, as you'll see I do with some of mine. You can upgrade them with clan weapons and equipment. However, it takes a very long time to make use of any clan mechs that you're able to salvage. It could take up to a year to repair and put them back into action in the normal transit and moving around of the game, because you have to, if you know the game, you've got to leave sometimes and go into other areas to be able to have the resources to repair and re-equip your equipment, which means you have to leave the battle area, go set up, go back into the battle area, and let things, progress, which slows you down quite a bit. So your options are basically just do what you can and hope the stuff is ready in time for you to use it, and just make do with what you've got, which is what you see me having to do here.
Get back and prepare to head back out. We have wolves to hunt down.
I think we go right into the next battle. Yep, right into the next battle. Now, in this, I will explain when we get into them. We're going to run into something uniquely clan that the Inner Sphere knows nothing about. So, as a preface to that, I'll say one of the weirdest things about the clans, and something the Inner Sphere, even a century later in the timeline as the storyline is now, really can't wrap their heads around and just don't understand. Clanners practice eugenics and genetic engineering. Their mech warriors, and all of their warrior caste for that matter, are for the most part what they call trueborn. They are genetically engineered, born in artificial wombs, and raised in what they call sibcos, which are basically from birth. They're brought up in a never-ending military academy, basically. They spend their entire lives doing nothing but training and being indoctrinated into the clan way of doing things to turn them into their vision of the perfect warriors. The Inner Sphere obviously does not do things like that. That's what you see them referring to the Inner Sphere frequently as free birth. That is a slur to the clanners. Even though they do have freeborn warriors, and some of them do rise to great heights. In clan society, if you are not trueborn, you can't hold office. Like, everything is run by the warrior caste. Everything is geared toward war and combat. If you are not a trueborn warrior, you cannot be a Khan or a Sakan or anything like that. To be the leadership of the clans, you have to be a proven, blood-named, trueborn warrior. You don't even have a last name until you earn one of the slots. I believe it's 20 for each blood name. Meaning there are only 20 warriors in each clan that can have any one blood name at one time. I could be wrong on that number. I'm going off of memory on that. But Kerensky is one of the more notable ones. That means Clan Wolf has the Kerensky blood name. That means at any given time, out of all of the warriors in Clan Wolf, only 20 of them that are of the Kerensky bloodline that can claim heritage to that can claim the Kerensky surname at any one time. To have what they call a blood name, a surname to the Inner Sphere, is a mark of you are one of the best of the best of the best, and you are then able to move up the hierarchy. Ooh, give me those delicious back meats. So you'll see most of the ones we run into only have a first name. They are not blood named warriors, but we do have some that will pop up that we face that have two names. That means we're up against basically a total badass. Think, if you're familiar with other sci-fi future universes, kind of think of it almost like the mirror universe in Star Trek. Murder, combat, all that horrible, brutal stuff is how you get ahead in clan society. They value honor, but they have, at least in my opinion, a very warped sense of what honor is. And, yeah, the clans are very, very weird. I like some of the clans. I like what they added to the game. However, I'm somebody that was in, as I mentioned in my BattleTech playthroughs, I've been into BattleTech and into this universe since before the clans came along in the early 90s. So I was already entrenched into BattleTech when they came along, so I am almost, you could say I look at them like the Inner Sphere would. They're the weird, almost alien people who came along later. Not like somebody getting into it now that the clans are a well-established thing, and you can get right into it, and you know, right off the bat, you can like the clans and get into it, and not really do the Inner Sphere. I was already well entrenched with the Inner Sphere, the Great Houses, the mercenaries, and all that before the clans ever came along. So they're weird to me. You see they mentioned the little things like fireflies. We're about to see those. They're no joke. I take them down relatively quickly, but because I know how to, I will say what they are and explain it when we actually see them here. Also, you'll notice I'm going relatively slowly. I'm only going at like half speed. I don't want to get ahead of my lance mates. I need that firepower. So, in one of these missions, I do get a little overzealous, get out ahead, and actually do get myself blown away, even though the rest of the lance makes it through the fight. Even with the health mods, the clans are just that badass. But, yeah. Concentrated firepower. Oh, here we go. Clan Elementals. Now, as I mentioned, why I mentioned before and got into that a little bit with the Trueborn Mech Warriors, they're basically normal people. They're genetically modified and bred for nothing but combat, so there are some physiological differences, but they're normal-sized, normal-looking, normal people. Elementals are specially bred, specially genetically engineered, and have no other purpose but to use those powered armors you see them flying around in here. The average clan elemental is 7 to 8 feet tall and about 350 to 400 pounds of solid muscle. That is the kind of thing that when they first encountered them really led people in the Inner Sphere to think they were facing aliens. Not only does power armor not exist in the Inner Sphere at this point, at least other than a few relics of the Star League that are still around, standing next to one, at my height, I'm about 6'4". I'm a pretty tall guy. I'd come up to about the chest on an elemental, and I wouldn't even come up to the faceplate on an elemental power armor suit that I was standing next to. I could not physically occupy and operate one of those things without some severe modifications to it. If you're more familiar with it, you can almost think of them like Space Marines and Warhammer. They're absolutely massive human beings bred for nothing but operating powered armor. And that's both men and women. So, and clanners do have sex and intimacy and all that stuff, so if you happen to run across an elemental that you hit it off with, death by snoo-snoo is a very real possibility here.
Let's mop these bastards up.
Just think, you know, the Philip J. Fry, I am scare-roused. Yeah, an 8-foot tall, muscle-bound woman just picking you up and carrying you off to bed. If that's your thing, good for you. No thank you. What you very rarely see, except in the lore. They're never in the games, though, because aerospace is really not a thing in any of the MechWarrior BattleTech games. Clan aerospace pilots are also specially bred. They tend to be shorter, very, very slender with large heads and eyes, not like inhumanly large eyes, but think kind of like an egghead kind of look to them, somebody with just a big head and big eyes. Almost an anime look to them. They're bred for aerial combat, so they're smaller and lighter, so that the G-forces don't impact them as hard and things like that. There are some in the lore that you do get to know. One of my personal favorites being the Khan of Clan Goliath Scorpion later on, Ariel Suvorov. She is an aerospace pilot. but in the games you never really see them.
You will be branded cowards. Just another hired gun.
And also, it's mentioned frequently in lore that unlike the Elementals and the Clan Mech Warriors, they really don't seem to have been as successful because aerospace pilots in the Inner Sphere do very well against their clan counterparts. So the special breeding doesn't really seem to have given them much of a benefit. So just real quick, there's the... If any of these, if they go too quick and you want to pause them, feel free. I don't want to take up the screen forever with these. So I tend to have the text on these short, but if there's something important that it says coming out of or going into a mission, I do try to put them up. As Fahad is saying, that the tech is just unbelievable. So now if you followed and you know the game, we're about to go hook up with... Oh, well, I'll let this talk.
This is as close as I dare go until we know where we're going.
Why?
There is a large concentration of jump ships and drop ships within the system's gravity well.
Could be the locals using a documented pirate point, prepping a quick extraction in case things go south.
After our close encounter with that warship, I don't want to risk it. We'll contact Spears first and form a plan based on what he says.
Rihanna? What the hell are you doing here?
Your office said you were out here. Did you not receive our message through Comstar?
No.
Oh,
But
Comstar's
admittedly,
up
I've
the
been a
fuckery.
bit
Go
busy.
figure.
I'm overseeing a geological survey on behalf of the Republic's government. But that was before the fighting erupted.
What fighting?
Some new hotshot pirate gang calling themselves Clan Ghost Bear.
Ghost Bear? There's more than one of them.
Oh, yes, there are.
The Kungsarmé's first freemen have been holding them back, waiting for reinforcements to arrive.
Spears, reinforcements aren't coming. Give us your coordinates. We're en route to pick you up and getting you out of here.
What? No. I have an entire survey team down here. I can't just abandon them, not over a pirate gang.
This isn't some pirate gang. It's something much worse and serious.
First I've heard of it. We've received no news from Comstar of war breaking out.
Well, it's here. These invaders have already taken multiple Coreward systems. If they are here, this world is likely already lost.
Sebastian, he's telling the truth. We've seen it firsthand on multiple worlds now. This is serious.
Okay. I'll send you our coordinates. But I want extraction for both myself and my crew.
I have the food stores to accommodate 10 extra bodies, but I can't take excavators or other heavy equipment. You'll need to find another ship for those, or leave them behind.
Understood. Sending coordinates now. If things are really this dire, I need to close up my affairs here. Contact me again when you're in the area.
We will.
Extracting Spears from a war zone is gonna be its own challenge.
Not anything we haven't done before.
Not like this. If the Ghost Bears are fielding the same mechs and armored infantry as the Wolves, it's not gonna be easy. They fight
There's a
like
Mad Cat.
nothing else I've ever seen.
Timberwolf is the
That's because
clan
no
spell.
one has. Their tech is light years ahead of ours. Far beyond what even the Star League or even the Helm Memory Corps had.
What about the mech we salvaged from Rodrigo? Anything it can tell us about these invaders?
Only that the Wolves are playing on a whole nother level. Their entire interface and weapon mounting systems are vastly different from what we feel. It's like nothing I've ever seen. I'm trying to make heads or tails of how they do things, but we just don't have the facilities to properly work with their tech.
Any way that we can at least jury-rig it to be more compatible with our own?
Yeah, suppose I could. But we'll lose out on any unique capabilities their mechs might have that we just don't understand yet.
No point trying to understand tech we can't use anyways. Just treat them like any other mech in our hangar.
Both of those two mechs that it's showing there, the Mad Cat and the Marauder, are the same tonnage.
Good.
The Mad Cat, part of the reason it's called that is because it has basically the combined firepower of the Marauder and a catapult LRM carrying mech all in one.
Commander, Spears just transmitted the coordinates to his secure location.
But there is the small matter of these ghost bears standing
So
in
we're
the
up
way.
against now the second
This
clan we
sector's
run
hot
into,
with
Clan
movement.
Ghost Bear.
I've been in contact with the first Dracons in the area, but their hands are full. They can't spare any
Ghost Bears are
manpower
another one of the
now.
clans I like, or at least don't actively dislike. As I've said, I'm not a huge fan of the clanners. I don't have a problem with them in the setting. I'm just not a big fan of them. However, there are individual clans that I do like, or at least tolerate. I like the Goliath Scorpions. I like Ghost Bear to some extent. That's pretty much it. Wolves are
I'm picking up activity across the canyon ahead of
15 feet
you.
thick
know these
plot armor.
marauders will be more than happy to sit
And the
back
Jade
and take
Falcons
pot
are,
shots.
they're
We'll
the
need to
Jade
close the
Falcons.
gap in a hurry. We let
Smoke
them turn this into a
Jaguar.
range contest, we're
Good thing
already
they got
dead in the
killed.
water.
And the rest, whatever.
Captain Jabrinsky's orders. These unspeakable barbarians will suffer for their savagery at the claws of the great Ghost Bear.
Oof, this one sounds like she has an axe to grind.
Look alive. Ghost bears are poking their heads out.
This mission, we're moving a little slower because it's all trading long-range fire with them on the other side of the canyon. And they have much better long-range capability than we do, which is why, thankfully, I have 3 missile boats backing me. So I can give direct fire while the missile boats pound them. And we still take pretty good damage. I have to repair a few times, and I think some of my people take some pretty good damage during the course of this, too.
Target destroyed. Critical damage. Ejecting now.
If I remember right, I end up sidelining that Crusader and putting in a 3rd Archer as these missions go. I can't remember when exactly I do, but I know I have 1 Archer that's down right now with severe damage that hasn't been repaired yet, and I haven't gotten what I want for salvage to be able to re-equip my Marauder here. Although eventually I will.
New target.
Cannot comply. Invalid target.
Another Mad Cat. Notice on the bottom, underneath the little box there, where it's alternating between MAD and CAT. In the lore, that's why that one's called the Mad Cat, is because when they first encountered them, the targeting computers couldn't decide whether they were a Marauder or a Catapult and kept alternating between the two, which is why it was called Mad Cat, Marauder MAD. However, as always bugged me with that, in the technical readouts on the targeting computers in most of the games and in the lore, the abbreviation technically for Catapult is CPLT. So if it was alternating between the two, it should have been Mad CPLT alternating, not Mad Cat. But whatever. I didn't write the stuff. At the time these books came out, I was a teenager.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around this. Not every day a war hits your galaxy out of nowhere.
Yeah, so are we. So is everyone. They haven't given us a chance to wrap our head around it. They're too busy blowing heads off.
Brace yourselves, Commander. According to my sensors, you've got more of those souped-up killing machines nearby. Looks like they're across another canyon.
Still trying to fight this battle on their terms.
They seem like a patient lot.
Then we gotta try and beat them at their own game.
Keep
These bears are tough, but we can't shit our pants on them.
new target.
There's a Thor.
Bag the commander's target.
LBX autocannon, ERPPC, and an LRM-15. Thunder and lightning. And makes it rain. Notice as hard as we're hitting it, how slowly I'm damaging it.
Walls are shaking.
That same firepower against an inner sphere mech of the same tonnage, 2 salvos would probably be enough to take it down.
We're coming.
Or the missiles would do it while I was reloading, recharging my lasers. Clan mechs are no joke. Which we run into assault mechs. I do, in the last mission of this, finally get my clan mech that I salvage and equip the way I want up and running, but it takes a long time between waiting to get the proper salvage and the amount of time it takes to do the repairs and re-equipping of the mechs with the resources you have. I can only use it in one mission.
And it's proof that whoever they are not heartless savages.
Don't know about that. What we've seen says otherwise.
Offline.
The atmospherics are really starting to do a number on my...
I believe at one point you see me try to do it in one of these missions. I'm sure there's a way to. I have never been able to figure out how the heck to get my lance mates to repair and rearm in the phase. There's got to be a way to do it. It's probably something stupid that I'm missing, but I cannot get it to do it.
They fight without purpose, without order. We will show them no mercy. New target.
Wilco, focusing fire.
Thankfully, my medium lasers can reach across there, otherwise I'd be restricted to just my largest. Even all them LRMs hitting that Shadow Cat, it's still only doing that little bit of damage.
Critical.
I believe it's this mission that my Marauder gets knocked out in. I could be wrong. I do end up at one point trying to go all assault mechs, but they're too slow. I go back to my heavies. Especially considering the assault mech I use really doesn't have any much more firepower than my medium mech here, or heavy mech here does. So I just go back to my heavies once it's repaired. Another mad cat.
Copy. Last target identified.
Obviously, I'm not doing the commentary on this as I'm playing it. I recorded it earlier today. Played through this whole campaign this morning and early this afternoon, and I'm now doing the recording. After editing it and putting it together the way I wanted. Did it like I did with my Battletech playthrough.
God damn it. Took a heavy shot. Lost a component.
Yeah, I had another mech. Lost something. I believe in the Crusader lost a side torso, if I remember right. But I think all he lost was a couple of SRMs by losing a side torso, so he's okay. Yep. So yeah, they're that powerful that even with the, with this mod on, if I wanted to, I could go toe-to-toe in a medium mech against an assault mech if it was all inner sphere stuff. Against the clan stuff, 4-on-1, and they're still able to do that much damage to me. As I say, you'll see later on, I get a little bit overzealous in my Marauder, and it gets blasted. And in retrospect, I think that's because I have the ammo for my rifle is in the center torso, and it's my center torso that gets blasted, so I think once I got a crit hit through the armor, it blew up my ammo, which is why I went down. I think if the ammo hadn't have been there, I wouldn't have gone down, or at least not right when I did, but I think they set off my ammo bins. the medium rifle I've got in this is basically a tank gun sticking out of my torso. The ammo for it is basically like a tank getting ammo racked, so it probably did quite a bit of damage when they got through the armor in this torso.
Alright, Spears, we're inching closer. We may get to you before you need to make a break for it, out into the open.
But I love that medium rifle. Even when I go to my clan stuff on my inner spear mechs, I'll go to clan beam weapons and clan missiles on my lance mates, but I keep my medium rifle.
She must be talking about us.
They seem to have their own vocabulary.
And I stop here to let my
I
lance
don't
mates
like their
catch up.
bark or their bite. Are they truly that formidable? I've seen it all on the battlefield, but nothing like this.
The first time I ever played this through with the even with the health thing turned on, I got a little overconfident, thinking I had, unlimited health and was invulnerable because I had never been knocked out before or lost a lance mate before. The first time I did this, that first mission where you're hunting pirates and run into the clans, I actually lost all 3 of my lance mates, and I was limping back to the drop zone.
Couldn't hurt.
That's how
Our hands have been freed up.
powerful the clan mechs are. So here, yeah, this is where I get a little overconfident. Because I'm trying to outrun the elementals so they can't swarm me and get on my cockpit, and run right into an assault mech and just basically say, fuck it, we ball, here we go. And I don't take it out. It hits me. Oh, no. I get him. Somebody else gets me. Might even be the elementals.
You look like you could use some help. All we can get.
That center torso went down. I think it was the elementals that got me. So.
Target acquired.
Not used to the weapon setup on this. I had to check my weapon groups.
Target
I can't
acquired.
see. I can't believe they weren't able to take out these frickin' elementals while I was fighting the other mechs.
Target destroyed.
There you go. He's on the cockpit. That's a big risk in this game, and it's a big thing in the lore, is they'll tear a mech warrior right out of the cockpit.
No amount of help will spare you what is coming. You spheroid trash killed members of my family. And we will avenge our fallen in the name of Kerensky. And the great...
So that's also a little bit of flavor I like here. She refers to members of my family. The Ghost Bears are really the only ones who have any concept of family. The other ones, it's your Sibco, your Sibmates, the ones you grew up with, and that's pretty much it. The Ghost Bears do have the concept of family bonds, which is something that makes it a little easier for them to deal with the Inner Spheres, because they're not completely alien to the Inner Sphere way of looking at things. They're still very much clanners, but they're not completely unfamiliar with the way the Inner Sphere sees, their families, their children, their parents, things like that. The Ghost Bears do hold on to that a little bit and do understand it. They're able to integrate and get along with the Inner Sphere better than most of the other clans are.
New target, Mad Cat.
And you'll notice I'm definitely not using a no heat mod in this.
Target acquired.
I could have turned on all of the mods and just blown right through all of these, but I really wanted to give you a sense of how dangerous the clanners are.
Priority target received.
Look at how much fire they're taking before they go down here. There's 7 mechs shooting at 1 mech at a time here, and they're still not able to mop the floor with them like you'd think they would. In the tabletop, it's basically accepted that it takes at least 2 lances of inner spear mechs to take out a equal tonnage, meaning like heavy mech versus heavy mech star of clanners. They're that much better.
Strategy paid off, Commander.
She was blinded by rage. Guess these inhuman clanners are human after all. Thanks for the extra guns, Daniel. Hey,
A clan trinary, which is to say 3 stars, is basically you need at least a company, if not a battalion, to take them
Get
on.
me the hell out of here. I think you've waited
Problem
long
being, the clanners don't really understand logistics. They see combat and wars as duels, not a campaign. So logistically, they're very hamstrung. Again, we salvaged it from the wolves. Why is it in Smoke Jaguar markings?
So, how'd you manage to get your hands on this one?
It wasn't easy.
There, he even says it's
On Rodrigo, we were able to hold the line and beat back a wave of hostiles calling themselves Clan Wolf.
So they can be beat.
I don't know. We won our first battle against them. Only for a reserve force to smash into us. They made short work of 2 whole mercenary commands and a Kung's Army detachment. We barely made it off Rodrigo alive.
And the first Freeman on Last Frontier?
They might be putting up a good fight now, but I wouldn't bet on them surviving. Not from this.
I see. So it's the end times and these invaders from beyond need to kill us all. Where do I fit in all this? Why rescue me?
Because you have something that might help us uncover who these clans really are and what they want.
The data cores we found. At the end of the trail my father left.
The old Star League ones. Why do you think they have anything to do with this?
Brianna, let's show him.
The base we extracted the data cores from. We found this symbol on the primary blast doors.
We didn't know what to make of it at the time, but now.
Where was this taken?
In orbit above Alege, on the side of a Clan Wolf warship we flew by.
Oh, you serious? We need to get to Rosselhag.
What's there?
The nearest interstellar expedition's headquarters. That'll be the closest place I can pull your data cache info from. And I can also pension Prince Magnuson for the Republic to assist. We might already be sitting on the key to stopping this invasion.
No, not really.
He'll want to help.
Agreed. Brianna, looks like we're heading to Rosselhag. Book us a jump ship immediately.
On it, Commander.
So another thing that does, I will say, bugs me with this is this whole story and the way they do this. Like I'm saying, you might have the key to stopping this invasion. And no, you don't. In fact, what you're doing here has absolutely no effect on anything lore-wise. So yeah, here's where we try the assault mechs.
And we need your kind of
Because
help.
all my other stuff is down with too
I've
much
already
damage
charted your path
being
to the
repaired.
spaceport. Expect resistance all the way through.
Just check and see how much heat I put out so I know how often I
My
can
command
fire.
Lance and I are tied with their forces in the surrounding civilian population zones, trying to minimize collateral damage. But that's proving to be a difficult task. I can only spare a few forces right now until we beat them back. I understand. Hang in there. We'll plow the road for Magnuson and his cohorts.
We're here to give you a hand, Commander.
Sounds like we'll need it. Good luck. We all need it right now.
So of course, when my Marauder is sidelined, I go with the Marauder too. I haven't been able to get the one I want to get which has the ballistic slot on top. I'm in the one that has the beam slot up top, and I don't like PPCs. So, large lasers. Not even ER large lasers, so I have to get in close.
We have spheroid fields approaching from the outskirts. Claw them to pieces.
New target.
Can't assault that
I'll go for that
hostile.
one.
Acquired.
Roger that. Engaging. Got eyes on an enemy mech.
Give them the clamps.
Detecting Merc 3 birds on the field.
There's Assault Mechs go. I think the Marauder 2 is very underwhelming, but it's what I have. Believe.
Nice kill, Commander. It's going grit.
New target.
Priority target received. Obliterated the enemy mech.
Target acquired.
Solid copy. Moving to strike. Enemy mech eliminated.
New target.
Wilco, focusing fire.
Target destroyed.
Got a perimeter force. It looks like they are advancing to the spaceport. Repel them.
Keep moving, Commander. We cannot guarantee...
Yeah, some clan mechs, like these, I don't know if you happen to catch it, that Ulmer when it popped up. If another one gets targeted, take a look. Some of the light mechs the clans have carry more weapons than Intersphere heavy mechs
These
do.
monsters either kill
Like
you
the
or
Puma,
take
what they call the Adder, that we run into quite frequently. The base model of that is 2 ERPPCs on a 35-ton light mech. And it has enough armor to take, you know, several alpha strikes from a heavy or even assault mech and still keep fighting. The Intersphere one, that is.
And let me
That's
guess.
their...
We're hitting
I cannot emphasize enough how outclassed the Intersphere is at this point against the clanners.
Station at the spaceport. Take up defensive positions. They must be attempting to smuggle a vital asset out of here. There's more blood.
I'm stopping a lot in this one because I'm remembering that I have assault mechs and I'm trying to make sure they can stay closed up. Because even as slow as the Marauder 2 is, it's still faster than some of the King Crab.
Enemy mech.
Target destroyed.
Watch out.
New
We
target.
have your target, Commander.
Pieces of that Shadow Cat rolling around on the ground. Those dashers. It's my daughter's favorite one to play with on tabletop because all it does is run around everywhere really fast.
Target acquired. New target. Loki.
Weapons are hot. Move it to engage.
Target destroyed.
Can't remember where it is in this. I'll point it out when it happens. Somewhere in one of these battles, there's like one of the most hilarious bit of ragdoll physics pops up in this. Oh yeah, walk right in front of an assault mech. Thank you.
Target destroyed.
I don't care if you've got a sword. You're still an idiot. What the hell is he shooting at? Yeah, look at all those guns
Target.
on a light mech. And granted, it's all machine guns on this one, but holy shit. Even all that many machine guns can do a lot of damage to a mech.
Target destroyed.
Ejecting now.
We just dropped another group of them, Rihanna. We're fortunate.
And then there's the what the Intersphere calls the Black Hawk and the Clanners call the Nova that carries,
System
I think,
offline.
12 ER medium lasers on a medium mech. mean, granted, it does enough heat that if you alpha strike with it, you can immediately shut down, or even destroy your mech. But holy hell, that's a lot of firepower. I mean, there's clan medium mechs that can carry an AC-20, for God's sake.
The side target is marked. Mobilizing for assault. Side target eliminated.
Oh, you finally got on stuff?
Copy. Lens target identified.
Target destroyed.
There's a little kid running into a countertop. Doink! There's a Black Hawk, but it's not the same target.
No technique on its ass.
Target
And another one.
Target's position marked. Firing.
4 Streak SRM-6s, 2 machine guns, 2 small lasers, and 2 large lasers. I don't remember right, because it went by too
You
quick.
heard him, Commander. You're nearly there.
On a heavy
You just need to
Good
clear out
Lord.
the remaining forces trying to hold the perimeter.
Prime variant has 2 LRM-20s, 2 ER large lasers, 2 ER medium lasers, and then a bunch of little backup weapons. On the same tonnage as an Intersphere Marauder. It can carry the same, 2 and 2 lasers, but then only an autocannon or another laser in the torso.
This spaceport out of your hands.
It's basically a Marauder with the
Ritualized combat.
missile pods of a catapult slapped on the back of
Cut
it.
the head off their unit and end this thing. Try not to destroy the spaceport in the process, or Prince Magnuson will be
And
stuck here.
clan LRMs don't have a minimum range. They can shotgun you at point blank with 40 missiles if they get in your face.
Be advised, enemy mech in range.
IT techs have confirmed it. We have mercenary savages on the field. We are going to rip their hearts out and stomp them into dust.
new target Madcap.
2 LRM-15s, an ultra autocannon, 5 burst lasers, 2 ER large lasers, and an ER medium laser on this one. Pretty geeky. And it's just a cool ass look.
Target mech is a toast.
Target acquired.
Commander's target. Group up.
And then the stock Vulture, 2 LRM-20s, 2 medium pulse lasers, and 2 large pulse lasers.
Down. Enemy mech down.
Back meets.
New target Gladiator.
Solid copy on that attack order. Moving to assault the target. I have lost this battle. And my honor.
So in the lore, we're apparently the reason Prince Magnuson was able to get off Rosalhag during the Wolf Invasion. But okay.
Looks like the spaceport doesn't belong to the Wolves after all. Good work, Commander. We'll need to get Prince Magnuson and the others here as soon
His son
as
Ragnar
possible.
gets captured by
The
the
Wolves
Wolves.
will not take this lying down. Copy that. Their way through is as secure as it's gonna get.
Also, let me make sure I'm not going into a cutscene here before I keep talking. Yeah, both archers critically damaged in the other one. I put it in the wrong place, but you can see why I wasn't using them. Okay, so another one that bugs me with the clanners is they don't use contractions, and they think anybody who does is dishonoring the legacy of the Star League and all this other. The Star League used contractions. Like, that lore, even lore-wise, that makes no sense. It has always bugged me. Even since I first read the novels, the Blood of Kerensky trilogy back in the 90s, when they introduced that, it has always bugged me. I mean, they use their own words like Stravag and Savashri and Suralkai and all this other stuff that they have that is not anything connected in any way, shape, or form with the Star League. But using contractions is disrespectful to the memory of the Star League. Okay. And you'll notice now that I've got it repaired, I'm using 2 clan large pulse lasers and 2 clan ER medium lasers. They about to get the hurt. Somebody gonna get a hurt real bad.
Incoming missile.
Punching out.
Nice kill, Commander. It's
Yeah,
going
and the
to
clan ER medium lasers have the same range as the inner sphere large lasers.
One of those cowards just blasted off one of my components. I have lost all firepower. Punching out.
Oh, he's already dead.
Watch out, Commander. You're walking right into a wall of ghost bears.
They're in range of another building. Pin them down.
Like the-
Targeted mech is toast.
Ah, there we go. The one with all the ER medium lasers.
Target destroyed.
Also, I just gotta say for this, I don't understand why destroying a base would release a data burst that you need to get, but whatever. I didn't write this. Like, if you had to capture it and download it, I could understand that. Why does destroying it work?
Brought down the logistics
There
center.
we go.
That do the trick, Rihanna?
We receive the next data transmission.
You guys can stop shooting it, it's destroyed.
This is a message to you Surak mercenaries that just touched down in Ghost Bear territory.
Just making sure somebody's not going to run around the corner at us before we're pulling back
Coming
up
up on the
again.
munitions depot. And the ghost bears that are looking to put us in icy graves.
All ground defenses. These Suraks are targeting Ghost Bear property. Ensure it is
Sorry, I just had a spider drop down from the ceiling right in front of me. You heard that smack noise. Don't waste your missiles on the buildings. Got the AI.
Target received. Engaging.
Sometimes. But I see a lot of clans fighting. Oh, they're taking hurt.
Enemy mech eliminated.
God, I love clan lasers.
Target destroyed. New target.
Who get 'em?
Focus fire on
Yeah,
Commander's
look at all those
target.
medium lasers on that Black Hawk.
System offline.
Enemy mech destroyed.
I just walked through a couple of
Failure
buildings.
the munitions
Task
depot
completed.
just triggered the transmission of one of the data pieces.
I think all that repair job did was move the damage around to other places, because you notice I'm still yellow. But whatever. At least my center torso is not red anymore.
Are our forces here comprised of Solomon warriors? Stop these mercenaries. I will not tolerate incompetence.
Their desperation is ramping up, Commander.
Then we'll have to kick it up a notch. In range of another target. Looks like an atmospheric surveillance station. They won't be detecting much when we're done with it.
Paranoid about rounding a corner and finding a whole star of light next waiting for me or something.
We're on it, Commander.
Lost the component.
Target destroyed.
Shared target identified. Suffered critical damage. Ejecting now.
Explosion imminent. Your target is about to crit, Commander.
3 of you shooting at him, and you couldn't take him out last time, then it took me to take out 2 others. And these are with supposedly elite pilots.
Target
God, the AI in this
Nice
game
kill,
is
Commander.
dumb as hell
But that flew
sometimes.
all explodey.
You guys can take me out while I go up here.
The facility just hit complete structural failure. We received the next piece of data.
There we go. Now we're making it. One target left to go. And just for contrast, I'll point out too, I'm going full speed right now in this, and even with modifications that I've made to its speed and power with things I've unlocked through cantina missions and stuff, full speed flat out, I'm doing 74 on this. Keep that in mind when I get to the last mission of this, where I'm finally piloting a clan mech. And it's also a clan heavy, just to contrast Intersphere versus clan. There we go, there's...
Confirmed, Commander. Moving on target.
Oh, assault. Joy. Oh, it's a mono work. Not that great.
Incoming missile. Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Ejecting now.
Target destroyed.
We've got your target, Commander.
Target destroyed.
All units, these barbarians have caused us enough headaches. Show me your worth.
Seems like every weapon they have in the area is headed your way, Commander.
Thanks for the extra kick in the ass. I got eyes on the target spaceport.
And you'll need to
Hitting
destroy
buildings and
every
hit
inch
him.
of it to activate the data transmission.
I'm on it.
We have incoming mercenary units. Their very presence is an insult to us. Make them feel our wrath. Shavag. Somehow one of those Surats got me dead to rights. Lost a component.
Tango destroyed.
Destroyed.
Wish this was one of the ones where you had something you could hit that would blow up and take a bunch of things with it, but no. Some of these targets you gotta destroy in this game, you hit one building just, or one structure I should say, just right, and the whole thing will come down. Taking out an entire factory complex with one medium rifle shot. That was like that Far Side comic where they're standing behind the dead mammoth with the arrow sticking out its ass. Maybe we should write that spot down. That was the prime configuration of the Mad Cat. The only one with the LRM-20s. At least the only one in this game. I think there are other variants that aren't in this game that do have the LRM-20s and other secondary weapon loadouts. There, finally.
Fully collapsed.
We get the shard?
It just came in. You did it, Commander. All targets have been obliterated. We just received the final data transmission. Spears has given a thumbs up. He can now piece together the entire data pack.
Good.
Normally I wouldn't just keep destroying, but it's Planner's
Ice
fucking.
cube.
And
What do you see above,
I
Rihanna?
Don't remember why I didn't screenshot to show what we're going in this. This time we're up against the Smoke Jaguars.
Smoke Jaguars. Well, this should be fun.
Based on the casualties Chusar Mandalay has reported, I don't think there's
Maybe I
much fun to be
screenshotted
had,
it and
Commander.
forgot to add it to the
But
video.
you will
Yeah, it's
need to
possible.
hold them off long enough for Mandalay and his forces to retrieve the data packet from the cliffside safe.
Targeting info updated.
This is one that's annoying because you have to destroy all the ones it spawns. It's not on a timer. So if they get stuck somewhere or they don't come after you, you gotta go hunt them down. Which, when you're trying to defend something, is kind of dumb.
I see them. We need to keep them in front of us.
Alert.
Looks like some of their mechs are already busted up. Shows you what they think of us.
Like you're nothing to worry about.
Let's keep it that way. I want to keep that edge.
This is Star Captain Anthony Chisholm of the 1st Jaguar Guards. I urge you mercenary rabble to surrender.
Come too far for that, pal.
Be a little guy.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
We'll get them. Engaging shared target ID.
Yeah, there you go. 2 ERPPCs and a flamer. Don't like that.
Looks like none of these bastards have slipped through so far.
More Jaguars hitting the ground, Commander.
Any word from Manderley?
They're still attempting to breach the safe.
Then we'd better keep these Jags busy.
One of these times I'm going to play through a campaign and not do this
All guns on shared target.
clan invasion storyline and see if you can get involved in any of the other stuff going on in the clan invasion. Like work for the Draconis Combine or the FedCom or something. See if you can get involved in any of their battles.
Target acquired.
Coordinate fire on the commander's target.
Because by the time you're done with this and get back into the Inner Sphere with everything all said and done, the invasion's over.
Amazing, Commander. Nice kill. That's even going critical.
It would be nice to get involved in like Twycross or Luthien or any of those other big ones in the lore, rather than off doing your own thing here.
Target
Confirmed, Commander. Moving on target.
Pushing out. Explosion imminent. Your target is about to crit, Commander.
Walcott or something.
We lost a component. They will not
Target
get the better of
acquired.
me again.
Target destroyed.
Critical damage. Ejecting now.
So otherwise, it's basically you come back from doing your own thing and it's, oh shit, what happened?
Stomach. No firepower. Must punch out. Nice kill, Commander. It's going crit.
Target acquired.
We're on it, Commander.
Target
Mandalay just sent in an update. They're close, but they're still not in yet.
I got eyes on more Jags. Not sure how much longer we can keep one of these bastards from punching through.
These Surats are attempting to break into our safe. Stop them.
They're sending in more Jaguars to try and break through your line, Commander.
I hope they can hurry up and crack open that damn safe.
Lance target engaged. My target eliminated.
Target acquired.
Somehow one of those Surats got you dead to rights. Lost the component.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Medium.
Is there no smoke Jaguar strong enough to slice through this inner sphere trash? These bandits are trying to rob us.
They're almost in, Commander.
Tell them to hurry. They're gonna keep coming.
Right torso destroyed.
Yeah, another side torso gone on a Archer.
Shameful. Lost the component.
Target
Critical
destroyed.
damage.
Target
Ejecting
acquired.
now.
New target. Shadowcat.
Pick up that shadow cat while I fall back.
Unable. Invalid target ID. One of my components was blown off.
System offline.
Oh my god, you still haven't taken him out. Jesus.
Shit. Lost a component.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Target acquired.
Engaging Lance focus.
New target. Dragonfly.
How many resources must we sacrifice against these weaklings?
I think this is where I try to send somebody up there just to see if he'll recover, but or to see if he'll repair, but it don't work. No. Yeah, look how bad shape he's in.
Heading to designated location.
Yeah, he goes and stands next to it. That's all he does. There's got to be a way to get him to repair, but I cannot figure it out. I think I even take control of him and move in and it won't repair. I can't figure out why. Apparently I'm the only one that can do it. I don't know. No.
New target.
Go until they die from it.
Targeted mech is toast.
New target. Loki.
Clear the commander's kill. It's about to explode.
Don't know what's causing that interference, but whatever.
Incoming missile. Target acquired.
Enemy mech eliminated.
New target.
Wilco, focusing fire.
Bingo, Commander. Mandel is cracked into the safe and retrieved the data packet.
Not a moment too soon.
Let's get you back to the ship. We need those other data packs.
So, what's the verdict? Did we get it?
My team has gone over each partition of the core as we grab them. While all of us were so busy diving into the vast amounts of Star League-era data, what we should have been looking at was the vault itself.
Why? What's so important about that base?
We've pieced together schematics of the facility from bits of each recovered file. That whole base was built slightly over 70 years ago, not the hundreds we initially assumed. And in the plans, there are secondary data cores hidden deep below the facility.
You're saying we didn't get those secondary core? Fahad, I thought you said you grabbed everything.
Don't pin this on me. You were there too. We ran past the mech hangars straight to the CNC center. I patched in through there, grabbed everything I could before we torched the place and ran.
Then you likely missed it. This data store was well hidden in a sub-basement below the mech hangars. You likely couldn't even get access to this area through the CNC center.
So, that means we left whatever was there for Comstar to grab.
If you torched the CNC center, it's highly likely that Comstar didn't even know it was there. They would have seen the mechs as the biggest prize after the core.
So what are you suggesting?
The real prize in that vault may still be resting under the facility waiting for us to take it.
You want us to go back there, don't you?
What? Are you mad? No!
In case you didn't notice, there's a war going on. Deep space derelict bases aren't high on anyone's priority list right now.
Yeah. Well, if we think this base is somehow related to the clans, what makes you think they won't be there?
Other than the fact it was already long abandoned and far from where their current front lines are?
Sorry, Sebastian, I agree with Fahad on this one. That base was fully stocked with mechs and equipment, likely advanced supplies for this very invasion. I wouldn't want to go back there alone.
What if I could grab us an escort?
Who do you have in mind?
I don't know. I'll need to ask around. Now that news of the war is common knowledge, Mercs are in high demand. I'll need some time to see who's sitting on the fence.
Very well. We'll start moving in that direction, but we won't be able to stay idle while you figure everything out. We'll move on the vault after you line us up an escort.
Fair enough. Well, I better get to it then.
Alright. Final portion coming up. Well, kind of a couple of battles for this final portion. Just one fight, but you know what I mean. And we're about to turn into a whole other clan, and that's when we find out what's going on with your character here.
Commander, your path to the entrance is crawling with hostiles. Your only way through is through them.
Well, I didn't think they were here to open the door for us. No, we gotta kick it in.
You freebirth trespassers have stepped onto Diamond Shark property.
Yeah, Diamond Shark.
Mercy.
Oh, we've fought against you clanners.
Why they went with them, I
Mercy's
don't
not on the
know,
table.
but whatever.
We've got mechs coming at us from both sides. Looks like they're gonna throw every piece of hardware they've got at us to try and keep us out. I took this gig knowing what we're up against.
Target acquired.
You heard the commander. Take the target.
Stop! Punching out now!
Incoming missile.
We have your target, Commander. All right. We took their first shots and aren't in a million pieces. That's a start. But we gotta keep pushing forward.
Target destroyed.
Threats. This facility is filled with scientists and techs.
There's
You'll
one
find no honor in this.
Honor's not what we're here for. God damn it. You blast a few down, there's already more breathing down your neck. Oh, the relentless bastards.
Target acquired.
Engaging shared target ID.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Target acquired.
Wilco, focusing fire. Still plenty of ground to cover. We keep moving. Don't hand them any easy targets. These bastards aren't slowing down yet. Neither can we.
By Kerensky, you will not breach this facility.
New target.
We're on it, Commander.
Explosion imminent. Your target is about to crit,
He just
Commander.
dropped. Dropped.
New target.
All guns on shared target.
Mech tango down.
New target. Thor. Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Shifting to your target, Commander.
Vulture.
Commander's kill. Wait for it.
We're not at the door just yet, but we're in striking distance. We also got more of them in striking distance. I can't target that.
New target.
Incoming. Hostile mech.
We have contact. Mercenary soldiers. They fight without purpose, without
Target
honor.
destroyed.
We will show them no mercy.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Enemy mech down.
We're on your target, Commander. Lost a component.
They've still got assist to spare, Commander. Still picking up signatures on approach.
I refuse to let you barbarians overtake this facility. Speaking to you serves no further purpose. I will repel you myself.
I'll keep letting my weapons do the talking. We're knocking on the door, Mason. Just one more force standing between us. Then we're home free. Then let's reel them in and knock them down.
Amazing, Commander. Nice kill. That's even going critical. One of my components was blown
I
up.
love the glowing hole on the side where
Target destroyed.
Enemy mech eliminated.
Target destroyed. New target.
Let's get that thing.
Target destroyed.
Seems very underwhelming.
Target
As far as the assault
You
units
fought
go.
to the bitter end, pal.
Sensors are all quiet, Commander. You're clear to head inside.
See, there's the door I was talking about.
On your knees. On your knees!
By the Father, you will pay for this.
We've cleared the facility.
And you Freebirths did it without our best warriors there to defend it.
That was your mistake.
Do you intend to take us as bondsmen? We would rather commit bondsref than serve as your prisoners.
Not sure what that means. But your lives are in our hands now.
Bondsmen basically serve the clan that captured them. They're adopted into it for all intents and purposes. Bondsref is ritual suicide to avoid that.
Anyone else? We have business in the facility, in the main terminal room.
One of their techs locked us out of the system. But there is a biometric access panel that seems to be running from a backup generator.
You're coming with us. Point us in the right direction.
And lend a hand.
Handprint accepted. System unlocked.
Savages. This is why the Inner Sphere must be saved from you. You will need special access codes to plug back into the system, which you do not have. So this foolish exercise is over.
You've been waiting a long time for this. Get what you came for.
This facility had all vital material wiped. There is nothing for you here. Mr. Fox, how can you...
Talk to me, Dad.
Deserter's son.
Not all valuable intel was wiped out.
He violated his directive to not father children. You are Freebirth. Just like him.
Technician, you probably are
Unworthy
too.
of drawing breath.
Careful.
You were a warrior cast
Could
down
talk
as
us
a
into
technician.
executing you right here.
Nothing at all.
I will save you the trouble. Allow me to commit bondsref, and I will no longer be in the presence of the son of a freeborn deserter.
Still don't know what that word means.
I'm not gonna kill you. But you are gonna be a prisoner of a freeborn deserter's son.
I will say though, if he had been
So
a
Spears,
clan freeborn
how
technician,
are
he would not have had a
guests?
last name.
Strangely
but whatever.
cooperative. Well, a few, like our
Nitpicking
chatty
at that
friend,
point.
are shocked by the notion of being captured by, as they put it, freeborn barbarians.
Like if it had just said
Overall,
Nikolai,
they'd be very
it would have been
forward.
alright, but saying Nikolai
They asked
Mason
for
on there
claiming
makes
those
no
bondsmen.
sense for the
What does that
planners.
even mean?
Supposedly, the clans do not treat POWs the same way we would. Where POWs to the great houses are imprisoned as political enemies or for later ransom, bondsmen are effectively adopted into the clan and expected to quickly assimilate with their captors.
Could that just be a ruse to trick us?
Always a possibility. Which is why I'm keeping them under guard, but strangely, I think they are sincere in their intentions. Most have been very forward with sharing information. And all of it has been very illuminating.
What have they said?
Before we took them captive, they were affiliated with Clan Diamond Shark.
Another one. How many clans are there?
According to them, 17.
Dear Lord. We've only seen 6 of them
There
so
were
far.
only 20.
So what
3
were
of
these
them were
diamond
wiped
sharks
out.
doing all the way out here?
Taking stock of their property. He said
That
this
would be
base
the
was
Wolverines,
established to
the
support the
Widowmakers,
Diamond
and
Shark
the
branch of
Mercs.
Intel, sir. Their former clandestine service branch.
So, wait, my father, he was a spy for these diamond sharks?
That's the early theory. Some details I'm still trying to piece together myself.
I just can't believe that. I suspected Dad was related to the people who followed Kerensky into Exodus, but never this.
I don't think any of us did. But your father's credentials to this place make it pretty clear that he worked for the clans at some point.
Yeah, about those codes. I have some bad news about those.
What now?
Our prisoners seem pretty shocked that you had those Intel Sir access codes. It looks like the clan noticed. I'm being told that the warriors that lead the expedition here would have been alerted to us accessing the base with those credentials.
You couldn't have bothered to lead with that, Sebastian?
We would have to fight through them either way. The second we landed here, they were made aware of our presence. We still have an entire hidden data core to download.
Well, ain't that the cherry on this shit Sunday?
Aren't our captured POWs enough of a prize?
Not without hard data validating who they are and what kind of information they can provide. We need both, otherwise we might as well have nothing.
Great. In for a penny, in for a pound, I guess. Spears, your team better be busting their asses trying to get your needed data ASAP. I don't want to stay here a moment more than we need to.
You'll be the first to know when they're done.
Rihanna, keep your eyes glued to the horizon. Something tells me this is far from over.
I will, Commander.
Spears was right, Commander. There is a massive force racing towards us.
I was hoping his intel was faulty on this one, but we just chummed the water. How much longer?
I just
until we
noticed I
drop?
put a screenshot I'd taken
Already
of
out of time.
the communication in the wrong
We're
place,
forced to
but it'll
stand
be
and
after
fight
this one
while
instead of
Spears and
before
his
it.
team
That's
track
alright.
the data. And they're likely sending better warriors, not the aged-out cannon fodder we faced when we got here.
They're about to hit the ground.
How did you Surits get those codes to this facility?
They belonged to my father.
New target, Dragon
Your son. He was clearly weak. He should have been
Target
shot when you
acquired.
took your first breath. Now, I'll make sure you take your last.
Target destroyed.
Starlock, punching out now!
New target, Shadowcat.
They will not get the better of me again.
Rectangle eliminated.
Keep holding steady, Commander. They're sending more at you.
This is another one that I'm kind of glad they don't come in faster than they do, or at least too much faster than they do, because it would overwhelm you, but at the same time, the gap between waves is a lot of standing around on this mission. They come in one drop ship at a time. That's why you see me looking back and forth. There's 3 different places they come in from. I'm trying to see which direction to send everybody for the next wave.
Coordinate fire on the commander's target.
Lost components. That Surat will pay for that.
Target destroyed.
Punching out now!
Target acquired.
We're on it, Commander.
Target destroyed.
Shared target identified.
Not to make matters worse, but you've got more diamond sharks hitting the field.
New target.
I wish, and it bugs me in all aspects of this game, I wish when she gives you a heads up saying there are more coming in or more hostiles detected, anything like that, it would give you a direction. North, south, east, west, to your left, to your right, whatever, behind you.
Incoming missile.
Rather than just, oh, heads up, somewhere on this map that you can't see all of, there's something else coming in. because not so much in these ones, but there are ones where, you know, like when you're on a base defense or something, and they can be coming in from any direction, when it would be very, very useful to know what direction the force is coming in from. Rather than having to walk around an entire complex to do 270 degrees or something because you're pointed the wrong way. You know, you start going to your right, loop all the way around to realize they were at your left.
New target.
All guns on shared target.
And yes, I'm still in my Marauder, but my lance mates are now all in clan ranks. I love speed my Marauder. You can't take it from me. Not until I have what I really want to replace it, which I believe is the next battle.
Mad Cat.
You gotta stay sharp, Commander. You have more company.
You freebirds do not know when to quit.
Markson, you got more guns to bring into the fight?
Clear my lane of fire here.
Focusing on issue target.
Again, I normally wouldn't just willy-nilly blow up buildings. This is an abandoned facility, so it's not like to take the lane.
Focus fire on Commander's target.
Enemy mech eliminated.
Heat critical. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
My heat still spikes even with clan stuff on this, but it goes down a hell of a lot quicker and it takes longer to build up. So even putting clan tech on an inner spear mech makes it a lot better.
My target eliminated.
Target acquired.
Another playthrough, I've got a Starly Atlas 2 with all clan tech on it that is an absolute monster. But that's been the only playthrough I've been able to get that mech, so I don't have it in this one.
I'm not detecting any additional forces on screen, Commander.
I'm not interested in waiting for more of their friends to arrive. Spears better have collected all that data.
Yeah, that should have been before the mission, my bad. This is the one that should have been here by itself. And I'm finally running a Timberwolf.
This message is to the son of the free birth tree.
Checking my weapon groups. We're good. No, we're not. There, now we're good. Thought I cut that out, but that's alright. Oh, that's right, because it was in the middle of him talking. I didn't want to make it disjointed. That's why I left it in.
We pushed our luck to the limit, Commander. Let's get the hell out of here.
I've marked the location of the dropships,
And
Commander.
look at this, 80 kilometers an
We've got
hour.
a long hike there, and I expect we've got a bumpy road
With
ahead.
no
They
motive
can't afford to let me
modifications to
live.
it.
It appears your first bumps.
Stock
awaiting
chassis
you around
with
the corner
clan
up ahead.
weaponry and heat sinks on it. Nothing to make it move faster.
Let's give it to him.
You will pay for your father's sins.
Hostile mech spotted.
Tango eliminated.
I think, if I remember right, with this thing with the same motive modifications I have on my Marauder, will do like 90 kilometers an hour.
Target destroyed.
Critical damage.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Trying not to get all the ammo on
Your
off
path
the
is about
bat.
to get bumpier. More diamond sharks are hitting the field.
I could have gone with the Ultra Autocannon 5s. Easily they would have fit on here. I don't like the stream autocannons in this because they tend to walk off target, especially if you're trying to shoot at a moving target, where the LBX is just that cluster of pellets, which doesn't do as much pinpoint damage, but I find it more accurate. So after having in other playthroughs use the regular AC5s, I prefer the LBXs, at least for the AC5s.
New target located.
Your kill is about to explode, Commander. Just lost the component. Fly target eliminated.
Target destroyed. Target destroyed.
We can't count on those drop ships staying in one piece. We need to pick up the pace here.
I feel like in the first mission where you're running a clan mech, I should be playing Rob Zombie's Super Beast on the open comms.
Ryokan.
Just lost a component. That Surat will pay for that.
Target destroyed. New target Thor. Target destroyed. New target Vulture.
Just drops the arms. Whee!
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
You are an even bigger coward than your father.
There's no honor in picking off outnumbered forces.
You took our facility with a larger force.
No, we didn't. You had way more mechs than we did. What are you talking about?
System offline.
We have 8 mechs. I believe you went at us with a full trinary at least of 15. No, where he's saying we took the facility with larger numbers. Typical planners making excuses for their failures.
Confirmed, Commander. Moving on target. Destroyed!
I just lost a component to that freebird.
New target Dragonfly.
Target down and going critical.
Target acquired.
There's the commander's kill. It's about to explode.
Target destroyed. New target. Target destroyed. Incoming missile. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Stall that rebirth. I want the ground red with his traitors.
At this point, I think I just, anytime I use the repair bay, because you see how much more armor this thing has than the Marauder. I think I'm only running the repair bays just to keep my ammo topped off, because I don't know what I'm going to be running into. Yes, I've played this, but it's not like I have them memorized as to, okay, at this point I run into this. Hello.
New target. Man-of-war.
Fight without purpose, without honor. We will show up for deliberate damage. Ejecting now. Our scanner interference has been remedied. We've picked up dropships on the ground.
That did some damage. I think I took more damage from his reactor blowing up next to me than I did from any weapons fire. In my opinion, if anybody is playing this and hasn't gotten to this point yet, the Gargoyle and the Executioner, I believe are the two of them, are not at all worth salvaging. Don't waste your salvage points. The Direwolf and the Massacre, the Daishi and the Massacre, the Inner Sphere calls them. The Direwolf and the Warhawk, the clans call them, are the two that are worth salvaging if you get the chance.
System offline.
All of their heavy mechs, if you can find loadouts you like, are worth taking, but the Gargoyle and the Executioner are not. Or one of them specifically, I can't remember which one it is, because I don't play them really, but either of them I don't really think have the weapons loadouts and armor to really justify their weight. And one of them specifically puts way too much into being fast and able to jump, not enough into weaponry. So for something its size, it is horribly undergunned, especially for a clan mech. It's really not worth it unless you can tweak it and find a loadout you really like with it, which I have not bothered trying to do. There you go, Daishi, that's one that's worth taking. That thing's a monster. That's a 100-tonner.
Incoming missile.
I am in a world of hurt. I must punch out. One of those cowards just blasted off one of my components.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
We're on it, Commander.
Man-of-war, that's it.
Target destroyed.
I think
Amazing, Commander. Nice kill.
Executioner's the other name for the Gargoyle. That's what it was. Man-of-war and the Gargoyle are not worth taking.
Freebirth. I was distracted. It cost me a
Target mech
No,
down.
well, it didn't happen in this, or otherwise I missed it in watching this. I thought there was one that
And they're still in
really did the
Then let's
glorious
blow out
ragdoll
here.
physics when it died.
What are you waiting for, Commander?
Do not let this Freebirth escape.
Sorry, pal. We got a flight to catch.
Let's get you out of there, Commander, before more sharks are nipping at your heels.
Here we go. This is the end of it. That's the extremely rare mech that you got from your dad, the Night Star. The first one you saw. And that was his personal mech, the Victor.
Commander, we've cleared the exosphere. Heading to the jump ship. No hostiles following.
Good.
We lucked out. This far from the front, Diamond Sharks had only what they call Salama warriors. Troops too old or unqualified to serve on the front lines.
If that was their worst, I would hate to see us go up against their best. Especially after your father's cult sent them into a frenzy.
Yeah. Turns out he really was one of them. Spying on the Inner Sphere to prep for this invasion all along.
Somehow I doubt that. Captives don't seem to have a high opinion of this Intelser, or its operatives. Nick might have been loyal to Intelser, or the Diamond Sharks at one point. But it's clear he eventually abandoned that fight. Otherwise, he would never have married your mother. Or had you.
Even if Nick wanted to remain loyal, from what I guess Sabin tells, sir, it appears the clan's lost interest and abandoned the organization long ago.
They care enough to see me as a loose end.
Well, of course you are. You and Nick are the reason we even found their hidden bases in the first place.
And now we have even more data caches and live prisoners to unveil more secrets about them.
Yeah. But I feel like all we've accomplished is paint targets on all our backs.
Maybe to the Diamond Sharks. But it appears these clans are somewhat insular. You're a loose end and potential embarrassment to the Sharks. The other clans could likely care less about you.
So, Commander, where to now?
I'm not sure. The clans don't seem like they have any intention of leaving. And I imagine the great houses are preparing a counteroffensive.
And it's clear from their operations out here. The Sharks and other clans have hidden data caches and logistic networks scattered among the periphery. That information would be invaluable to the right people.
Interstellar expeditions heading into the fight?
The company's mission was always to uncover the secrets of the Star League and finding Kerensky's lost fleet. But that's yesterday's game.
Yeah, they found you.
Kerensky's descendants have come from beyond, and IE is sitting on the most accurate star charts of systems beyond the Inner Sphere's borders. And now, a number of prisoners and data caches.
I really hope they do something with this storyline going forward. There's more DLC coming. I hope that deal with this. Otherwise, this is one heck of a plot thread to just be dangling and not finished.
Look at the bright side, kid. We play our cards right. We get to keep all the money.
So there you go. There was the Clan Invasion DLC from MechWarrior 5. Hopefully there will be more to come. If there is, I will do another one of these or more of these. And until then, give a like and subscribe, please, if you stuck around this long. And we'll see you on the next one. Later.